There's Biggie.
Howdy.
Did you know Kristen is looking at ways to possibly get out of jury duty because it falls during our next vacation? I just heard that yesterday.
Man.
Yeah.
And for you, that would be perfect.
For me?
Because you wouldn't have to miss work.
Yeah, right.
Two very different ways of looking at it. He doesn't want to miss vacation.
That's right.
Whereas you would be like, oh, this is perfect timing.
It started making me think, let's say you go on jury duty and you have to serve a week, 5 days, 10 days of jury duty. Let's say it's a trial that lasts 10 days. Do you have to use vacation time, sick days, personal time at your work?
I think workplaces, I don't want to speak out of turn, I think they allow you jury duty.
Is that right?
I don't think that counts against you.
I think that's legally they can't.
Well, it really shouldn't. I mean, you have no choice. You're supposed to do it. But it came up that Chris Demm got his summons, and it's falling during the first part of our next vacation, which is right around 4th of July. And he looked up, let me get this right. Chris Demm looked up actual excuses that you can use to get out of jury duty. I mean, these are ones that they accept, and there are very few,
Correct.
because you're supposed to do your civic duty. And the first one on the list is, I am dead.
You have to check the box.
If you've died,
It says I am dead.
It is what it is.
you don't. They
You're
don't
out.
force you. You're out. If you're dead, you are not.
You are excused.
That's right. So that's one. I think that's a little extreme because then your vacation's really ruined anyway.
Yeah, and you can only use that one once.
That's right. That's got to be like the very last one you go to. I am in jail. That's possible.
Valid.
Again, I think your vacation would be spoiled if you were in jail, but I don't know that. I do not speak English. Now you're talking. Now you can. Can you fake your way through that? Can you? I don't. I can't understand the language.
Speak gibberish.
Yeah, do it something like that. Now these are interesting. I'm under 16, which makes sense. In fact, I thought 18 or 21 would be the number.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting that letter notification as under age 16, it shouldn't happen because it's only registered voters.
That's right. In fact, 17 shouldn't be on a jury because
Correct.
you have to be 18. So that number was surprising to me. I am under 16.
Yeah.
Can't be on a jury. I am over 72. I didn't know that either.
That was a shocker.
Thought for sure you could be 80 and be on a jury. In fact, here, if you're 80 and you're of sound mind, seems like you'd have
You
the
could run for
time.
president.
You can. I mean, you can't serve on a jury, but you can be president of the United States.
That's right.
Our last two presidents have been over 72.
That's right.
This latest one's announcing today that he's running again. The current president is announcing that he's running again at age 80. He's 80, isn't he, or 79?
Yes.
I believe on Inauguration Day next time around, they say he'd be 82. So he's 80, and he's announcing today, I believe, that he's running for president. But you can't serve on a jury if you're over 72 years old. Is the reason for the under 16? I think I've heard before that, like, if a parent is called and can't, that the son or daughter can do it, right? Hasn't that been?
I don't know.
I think we've had callers say, or some reports say that, like, if you can't serve yourself, then somebody else in your family goes and serves jury duty. But Chris Demm's trying to get out of it. He's got a vacation. I think that should be an excuse to use. If you've got, let's say,
I hope so. I mean, I've got, as the kids of today say, I have the receipts.
Yep.
We booked
that's right.
a beach house.
That's right.
Like 2 weeks before.
You should be allowed to say.
I got the notice.
That's right. You should be allowed to say, here's my receipt, literal receipt, on the beach house or on the plane ticket or whatever it might be.
You have to put it in writing. So I put it in writing.
Yes.
And it's going out in the mail.
Well, we'll wait.
We'll wait.
We'll wait and see on that. There's a woman, a few things about travel. My wife, her last travel venture was down to the Murdoch trial when she covered that for us and because she loved it so much. Tonight, she is going to dinner. They're meeting halfway in between all these people she met at the Murdoch trial. So they're keeping in touch.
A reunion of sorts.
A reunion, and they swore to do this every so often. And tonight's the first time they're going to be meeting in the middle to have a little dinner And so she's excited about this.
Well, that's interesting.
I know. She's excited.
She got a new outfit?
She met so many people. Yeah, she's really putting on the nines for this. I mean, she's really dressing up for it and everything. She wanted to make sure. She said, you have to be home tomorrow night. This is to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going out, I'm traveling, I'm seeing all these people that
Are they going to an upscale kind of place or more casual?
Casual. She was asking. In fact, our attorney, Lisa Lanier, they're meeting in her hometown. And so I was texting Lisa for some advice on what place to go for dinner. Just a casual spot, Jeff, you're talking about jury duty. Chris Demm's trying to get out of it because it's on our next vacation. One excuse, I am dead. Do you have another, Jeff? Go ahead.
I got. I'm 75, and I got the summons for jury duty, and I saw that was one of the ways that you could be excused from it. But what you have to do is there's a place on the form that you fill out. First of all, how old you are, what date you were born, and why you want to be excused from it. And you send it into the clerk of court. And if the clerk of court decides that that's a reasonable excuse, then they will send you a letter back, which I still have for future reference, that says you don't have to ever be called again.
Okay.
Now with me, if I sit for hours, my lower back starts hurting, and I'm sure it's that way with a lot of older people. But I did it. I filled it out and sent it in, and I guess probably a couple weeks later, I got a letter from the clerk of court in Davidson County that said, you're excused for now and forevermore. We'll never call you.
It's the golden ticket.
Good for you. Yeah, you'll never.
I'm sorry about your back, but
I think that comes with the territory, like you said, for some, when you get it to be a certain age. Well, good for you. And I like the fact that you filed it away, so the next time they call, you can say,
I have my paper.
No, sir.
Right here. I have my papers.
You're not getting me.
I did say that I told you this, Kelly, that there's one line on there that made me feel like our beach vacation might be in jeopardy. It says, excuses are rare.
Yeah, and then it listed the old, dead, can't speak English.
Those are legit.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
But hey, I have a beach house with receipts.
But it should be. That's not right to do something. I mean, that's a lot of money, And
I said, I'll happily serve late down the road.
Yeah.
Just postpone it.
Yeah.
It sounds very privilegey.
No, I don't care if it's privileged.
I've spent a lot of money on my beach house.
What am I supposed to do? Eat the money?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying I don't know.
That's not right.
I don't know if that's going to get you out.
It should. That should get you out.
Listen, I hear you, but it does sound a little, I'd have a vacation.
The more I think about it, the less confident I am that the clerk, whoever he or she is, having a bad day. Someone's going to the beach. Not today.
Well,
serve.
I wouldn't eat that money. What do they do to you? What's the worst they do to you if you just somehow?
Isn't that contempt?
Contempt.
I can get a lawyer.
That means they can throw you in jail indefinitely, right?
They could, but they won't.
No.
If you skipped it and said, "Oh my God, I forgot," then probably what they'll do is, "Oh, we'll schedule you in 3 months."
If you recall, there was one time.
Terrible advice. It's another in a semi-recurring chapter of Chris Kelly's terrible advice.
Yeah, big time.
I forgot.
I played ignorant.
I forgot. You play the ignorant card, and then they'll schedule you 6 months from now.
If you recall, one time I forgot I had jury duty.
You did,
and I had to race out of here.
That's right.
Get home and call the number, only to find out, they didn't need me.
And why did you have to go home to call?
Because I didn't have the number or anything.
Oh, you had to go home and get the number.
I had to go home and get the summons.
And you need your juror number too.
I forgot one time. I legitimately forgot. And on the day I was supposed to have jury duty, I was talking with somebody, and they said, the jury's still out on that one. And it's, that old saying. And as soon as they said it, I went, jury duty. And I called them, and the woman could not have been nicer. And she said, oh, don't worry, we didn't need you anyway. But, of course, now they could need you. That's the thing.
And I think it's a machine now. Because I think this happened maybe 3-4 years ago, and I called, and it's just a machine. You're excused.
Yes, but I had to call somebody. It was after the fact. I mean, if you called the night before, yes, but I had to call the courthouse and say, I forgot. Because otherwise, I would have been in contempt. If you just don't make an attempt, then I'm sure they get you. Anonymous, you're talking about jury duty and how to get out of it. Go ahead.
I work for an employer who encourages other employees to actually try and get out of jury duty so they can come to work by telling them that they always side with the police. they cannot be impartial.
Yeah, right.
And he says he's done this himself 3 times. And they told him the last time that he couldn't use that excuse again. So he told us that the next time they call him for jury duty, he's going to tell them that he hates cops and always sides with the accused and can't be impartial.
He's playing with fire.
He is. Now that, you think about that.
Or his blank the police shirt.
That is risky. But it's worked for him now 3 times. Thank you, Anonymous. I've thought about that too. You get into the trial phase where they're picking the juror and you just stand up and go, oh, he's obviously guilty. You just point at it.
I think our attorney, Lisa Lanier, has said people have tried that, and that is contempt of court.
They get you. You're getting,
They'll get you for that.
Get in trouble.
Now, I do have, if we didn't have vacation week and a beach house booked, I was a victim of an armed robbery, which generally gets me out of most jury duties.
I don't think you'll ever have to be on the jury, but unfortunately, you may have to go and sit all day.
Correct.
To find out if you're on the jury or not. Greer, you're talking about jury duty as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, back in December, I was going to be out of town. Actually, I was down in Texas. So I sent the form in and told them I was going to be out of town. And the clerk of court sends it to a judge, and they'll sign off on it, but I got deferred. So about 2 months later, sure enough, they sent me another jury summons, and I went and spent 5 minutes there and went on my way. That I was released.
Oh, good.
But they will defer you because I was out of town. So
okay.
I don't think we'll have a problem.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That's good.
Thank
so you get the deferment. That's good. It's interesting. Thanks, Greer. You're talking about how you can't or usually don't get on a jury because you were the victim of a crime many years ago. Our own Dave Aiken has served on a lot of juries, but since then has been shot.
You are correct.
So now
a shootout.
Yeah, he's often picked to be on a jury and has, within 10 years ago or so, sat on one.
And what's his weakest skill? Decision making.
Yeah, decision making. He cannot. Well, that's still a hung jury.
Maybe that's why they pick him, because when he's in there, he's like, I don't really know how I feel about that.
Every lawyer wants it. All the defense attorneys want it.
Yeah.
He'll hang a trial in a heartbeat. That's what he does. But now he's been shot, literally shot outside the courthouse. He was sitting right in front of the courthouse when he got shot. So I'll bet you now he won't.
Yeah, if it's a violent crime, I would imagine no attorney would want him on the jury.
I always thought it would be hard for him to be on a jury because he's a quote-unquote journalist. But that's
a media personality.
But that hadn't stopped.
No, that's
he's
always
radio
what I'm
and
told.
TV.
He's radio and TV, but
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
Always told, no, you're in media, they won't. But that's
Right.
not always the case.
Apparently, this show holds so little weight with
You're in the media,
yeah.
and you do what? The show's
on
been
what?
on air for a number of years.
Right. I never heard of him. Come on in here, because he's always placed on the jury.